भक्ताय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्येष्टारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। एक मिनट। नहीं रहने दो, ठीक है। हरे कृष्णा। सो वी आर डूइंग चैप्टर 12। वेलकम एवरीवन। टुडे वी गॉट लेट। So 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada says that it was to prove the two-handed form of the Lord Sri Krishna to be the very confidential, and it is the highest achievement for any soul or the two-handed form. So we saw all those things, and at last, in the 11th chapter, the verse number 55, where Lord Sri Krishna says that how to attain this form, mad karma krin, mad paramo, mad bhaktah sangvarjitah, nirvaira sarva bhuteshu, yasa mam iti pandava. So there he says that. So we saw almost two verses took one class, means very heavy verses. Bhaktya tu sakya aham evo vido arjuna. Only through bhakti one can understand Krishna, this form of Krishna. Actually, all the process of yoga, either it is Gyan yoga, Ashtanga yoga, Bhakti yoga, Karma yoga. In every yoga, the perfection, the siddhim is only possible when there is a mixing of some bhakti. Like when we eat any eatable, especially like dal, sabji, and salty item, like, so there has to be some salt, then only that item can be eaten, correct? If there is no salt, you cannot eat that item, even though it is prepared with all nice uh, kaju, kismis, uh, or ghee, masala, but there is no salt, so then it cannot be accepted. Nobody can eat. So salt is very, very important. So every process, either it is a karma, jnana, and ashtanga yoga, so any yoga process, they require bhakti for their perfection. And to understand Lord Sri Krishna himself, so we saw that in previous chapters, Sudur Darshanam. So this two-handed form of Krishna can only be perfected by Kevala Bhakti, Ananya Bhakti. Nobody can go to Golok Dham with mixed bhakti. One can go to Vaikuntha Lok with mixed bhakti, but one cannot go to Golok Dham. For going to Golok Dham, one needs Kevala Bhakti, pure Bhakti. No mixture of awe and reverence, no mixture of any karma and jnana, nothing. So that's why the Bhakti definition, Annavilasita Sunyam, Gyan Karmadi Anavritam. Anukulenu Krishnanu Silinam. When you say Anukulenu, we will learn in NOD. Anukulenu Krishnanu Silanam means this is the Swarup Lakshana of Bhakti. Anukulenu Krishnanu Silanam. We have to endeavor through our mind our vacha and body, kaya mansa vacha. And when we do service through kaya mansa vacha, that service is called devotional service in general. Okay. Hmm? And any devotional service satisfies the Lord. So kaya mansa vacha, what one has to do? Devotional service means Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam. So these are the limbs of bhakti. So one has to use one's kaya mansa vacha to do this activity. Then it becomes a devotional service. Okay. So this is a Sarup Lakshan of bhakti. So either you do with consciousness or you do without consciousness, that is bhakti. If you do without consciousness, that becomes bhakti abhas. If you do with consciousness, then it is a pure bhakti. Consciousness in order to please the Lord, it for the pleasure of the Lord. If we have other consciousness, then aikaitvam, sakaitvam. So there the different words are used by Jeev Goswami. So that we may learn later. So the whole understanding is, even though it is a bhakti, but in that also many gradations are there. So anything done for the pleasure of the Lord using our body, mind, words, and doing the devotional activities, then that is called bhakti. That is sadhana bhakti. In bhava bhakti, the difference. In sadhana bhakti, external senses are engaged, they are active. In bhava bhakti, internal senses are engaged. Inside only meditation going on. Okay, so we are not at that level. So right now, and both are pure devotion. Sadhana bhakti and bhava bhakti both are devotion. In sadhana bhakti, we have to be engaged with our external mind, body, and senses. And in bhava bhakti, one has to be engaged in the remembrance of the Lord. His internal senses become active. He started identifying himself with the Sarupa, and that in the Sarupa he serves the Lord. So right now we are externally serving, engaging our senses. That time we realize our Sarupa, and in that we serve the Lord. Okay. So mat karma krin, we saw that one has to do the activity for the pleasure of the Lord. Either one opens a business, or one is a housewife, or one is a small boy, a small girl, anything. How one has to connect everything to Krishna. Uh, okay, connecting everything to Krishna and doing for Krishna, they are two different things. Uh, one, so bhakti, any work done, and when it is offered to Krishna, like we do the work, and when you offer to Krishna, work is not done with the full consciousness of Krishna, and it is offered. Okay, that is also bhakti. Bhakti is there bhakti, but it's not pure bhakti. It's not pure bhakti. So, therefore, Rupa Goswami defines that Anna Vilashita Sunyam Gyan Karmadi Anavritam. So, the bhakti should not be covered with the Gyan and Karma, but the main element of bhakti is Krishnanu Anusilanam. Our body, mind, and words should be engaged in service of Krishna for his pleasure. That is a Sarup Lakshana Bhakti. And yes, it should be free from karma and jnana, that is Tathasth Lakshana. Means that is required for making this bhakti as a pure bhakti. Otherwise, it is a bhakti. If you just serve Krishna with body, mind, senses, that is a bhakti. But if you want to make it pure, then you add all these adjectives. It should be like this, it should be like that. Okay, done. So therefore, Prabhupada, that time he was mentioning we should do business only for Krishna. So he was trying to make it very clear, means pure. Mat parmo, like some Krishna should be the goal of life. Somebody has some other goal, but ultimately want to achieve Krishna. So he is also doing a bhakti, but it's not Suddha bhakti. So you should understand bhakti and Suddha bhakti. So he has certain goals to also to attain along with Krishna. So that is like that. Mad bhaktah sangha varjitah. Being association of devotees and then giving up association, nirvaira sarabhutanam. So this chapter specifically, 12th chapter, when Krishna spoke in the last chapter how to attain me, how to attain this two-handed form of mine, in this chapter, this whole chapter is fully dedicated on that devotional service. The devotional service, what it is, how the different levels are there, how person can be engaged, what is the topmost uh, engagement in bhakti, and again the levels, and then what kind of qualities a devotees develop, which is very dear to Krishna. So here the qualities by devotional service, development of devotional service in the heart of devotees. So what are the qualities he developed? That is also mentioned in this. So we'll go through it. So who will read? Okay. Jiva Jagatap Mataji, you'll read. Okay.
Yes, Rajan.
अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्यपासते ये चाप्यक्षरम् अव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः.
Arjuna inquired, which are considered to be more perfect, those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested?
Arjuna, from beginning of Bhagavad Gita, he is asking similar contrasting questions. There he asked in the beginning of the third chapter, Krishna, can you just tell me that work, why are you, if you say the intelligence is better than work, then why are you engaging me in ghastly work? If intelligence is better than work, he says that. So he wants to segregate Gyan Yoga, Karma Yoga. Intelligence means Gyan Yoga, Karma Yoga means, and work means Karma Yoga. So he wants to segregate. And then Krishna mentions that ki, simply by abstaining from the work, you cannot be freed from reaction of work. Or simply by taking sannyas, don't think that you will attain perfection. Simply by taking sannyas, you will attain perfection. Or simply by avoiding work, you will be freed from reaction of work. Don't think like that. It does not happen. He says that. To the extent he goes to say that those karmendriyani samyamya yukta asit matpara. Oh, sorry, karmendriyani samyamya ya aste manasa smaran. Indriyarthan vimud atma mithya sarasa uchyate. He says that karmendriyani samyamya. One who is not engaging in his karma indriya, working senses, and ya aste manasa smaran, and he is thinking in the mind. What he is thinking? Indriya arthan. The indriya arth means the sense object. He is thinking about the sense object. He is not engaged in some work. He is thinking about the sense object. Mithyachara sochyate. Krishna says that kind of yoga practice is a mithyachar. So Krishna's focus is, you are saying that Jnana Yoga is great, intelligence is great, but what is the use of such Jnana Yoga if the mind is not controlled? What is the use of such Jnana Yoga if mind is not controlled, is still focusing on the sense object? Then why you have taken to the process of Jnana Yoga? You have taken, either you want to take sannyas or you don't want to do your prescribed duty. So in both cases you want to choose Jnana Yoga. Then Krishna says it is better that you do karma indriya sama. So he says that you yes to indriya, yes, I think yes to indriya, some shloka is there, the next one. Basically he says that you have to be engaged in regulated work. Regulated work means in any yoga process one has to control mind and senses, but the focus is you must get some engagement for your karmendriya. First the thing comes is engagement. Every person should be first properly engaged with his karma indriya. Okay, according to shastras there are some duties. Okay, engaged. Then second is use the mind to control your senses. Second is, even if we are doing our work, but again the second part is use your mind to control your senses. Then the third is asakta. Huh? So one should not be asakta with the result of one's action. Three things he mentions. One should engage one's karma indriya. Then one should also control the senses with one's mind. And then one should be free from attachment to one's result. He's better. He's a far better. He's a far better than a Jnani Yogi. There it was mentioned, far better than. Nityam kuru karmatvam. Karma jyayo hi akarmanaha. Karma is better than akarmana because शरीर यात्रापि शरीर को भी मेंटेन करने के लिए कर्म की जरूरत है. Otherwise न प्रसिद्ध्येत. You cannot maintain your body without working. So first Krishna mentions of engaging the senses. Engagement has to be there. Then comes regulating the senses through mind. Then comes becoming detached from reactions. If somebody is not engaged only properly, and then lot of focus is on regulation, like important, like a child example. Child is there, and if child is not properly engaged in his work according to his tendencies, and lot of regulations are put, then he will become frustrated. Example, if children are playing a lot of video game at home, so his karma indriya is not fully engaged. And when parents say, hey, bring a glass of water, come with me to market, I will not go. Why is saying why he is not able to control his mind and senses? Because he is not properly engaged. He is becoming irritated. So children become irritated because they are not properly engaged, and if you put some discipline, then they will erupt. Eruption ho jayega. And then where is the question of being free from reactions of one's work? That is already people are attached to success. So very, very important. Then one should give good time to play, one should give good time for studies, one should give good time for doing dharma, work of dharma. The life should be nicely engaged. This is very, very important. Modern times, this is the main issues. Psychological issues, lot of, because people are not properly engaged actually. They are not able to. अगर कोई आदमी मेहनत करता है, थकता है, पसीना निकलता है, then he values the work, he values the return also, and he values some good advice also. He is only thinking nowadays, only thinking, sedimentary lifestyle, only thinking, no work. और ये आजकल और उसको और बनाते जा रहे हैं आर्टिफिशियल. So very, very important. So regulation comes later. First is engagement, then regulate, and then help him to get detached from the credit से detach. ये सभी process में है ऐसा. Okay, here also Arjuna asking the question, what is evam satata yukta ye? So there are two kind of people, satata yukta bhakta and akshara avyaktam paryupasate. Two kind of people. One is satata yukta bhakta, जो सतत युक्त है, पूरा एंगेज्ड है सेवा में, भक्त, वो बड़ा है कृष्णा. या अक्षरम अव्यक्तम पर्युपासते, जो अक्षरम, what is beyond the senses, avyaktam, which never manifest, non-manifest. He is worshipping that personality who is akshara avyakta. So that personality who is worshipping this absolute truth, and another personality who is engaged in the seva of that absolute truth. Who is the better one? Krishna. Yoga vittamaha. Who is the better knowledge, who is having the better knowledge of yoga, और who is the better in the yoga? He is asking. तो कौन है? तो देखो भक्त का सिंपल सा यहाँ पे डेफिनेशन यहीं पे दे गया, सतत युक्ता, भक्त सेवा में लगा रहता है, सतत युक्ता. और ये लोग क्या करते, ज्ञानी लोग उपासना करते किसका, अक्षर अव्यक्त का। ये लोग मेडिटेशन में लगे रहते हैं, दे आर इन मेडिटेशन एंड भक्ता इज इन सर्विस। तो दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन कि भक्ता इज इन सर्विस एंड ज्ञानी आर इन मेडिटेशन, विच इज बेटर कृष्णा? Okay, so Krishna is saying here, Krishna has, so this is a question asked by Arjuna. Krishna has now explained about personal and impersonal and the universal, and has described all kinds of devotees and yogis. Generally, the transcendentalist can be divided in two classes. So what are those classes for transcendentalist? Impersonalist and personalist, means Jnani and Bhakta. These are two kinds of transcendentalist also. Only. If you ask the yogis, so I have discussed earlier. So yogis, if they associate with karmi, uh, if they associate with karmi, they think that yoga means to get some siddhi. If they associate with jnani, then they focus on nirakar brahman. If they associate with bhaktas, then they want to go to Vishnu lok or Krishna lok. So yogis, they keep on shuffling here and there. So therefore mention nirakar brahman worshipper, sakar brahman, bhagavan worshipping. Okay. So the two kinds of transcendentalist. The personalist devotee engages himself with all energy in the service of Supreme Lord. Just see, engaging all energy in the service of the Supreme Lord. This is the personalist way of worship. Impersonalist also engage himself not directly in the service of Krishna, but in meditation of the impersonal Brahman. They do meditation. इसलिए meditation word बहुत famous है. Meditation. Because they cannot serve only. They don't. For them, the concept of God does not have any hand, legs, so it does not require any service only. So they cannot serve. They only have to meditate. Just meditation. But what is the whom they have to meditate? That is another problem. Ahangropasnam. Then they have to consider themselves that I am that supreme, and they'll meditate on themselves. And then slowly that meditation will go to the Virat form, other forms. But ultimately, some form they have to meditate. So we'll see that. So we find in a chapter that different process of realization of absolute truth among the different, bhakti is the highest. We will find here also. If one at all desires to have association with Supreme Lord, then he must take to bhakti. Bhakti is a directly approach to Supreme Lord, and impersonalism or impersonalist, they indirectly approach the absolute truth. Yes. Okay. Now Prabhupada mentions this thing. This is from Baldev Devotion commentary. Same thing mentioned. What is that? In second chapter, Lord Sri Krishna, he mentioned about annotation mat kariye. So he mentioned about the spirit soul. We are not this body, we are soul. Okay. And then in the seventh chapter, he spoke about that how aparayamitastvayannam prakriti viddhi me param. Means, see, here just some parts are taken. In every chapter, there is a lot of discussion of impersonalism also. Personalistic philosophy, impersonalistic philosophy. This discussion is there. Yes, it's going on from beginning of Bhagavad Gita. There's a confusion. ज्ञान योग करना है कि कर्म योग करना है. भगवान बार बार बोलते हैं कर्म योग करो, कर्म योग करो. But Bhagwan also keep on, because Gyan Yoga is for those who think that absolute truth is impersonal. Yes, and Karma Yoga basically will take one to Gyan Yoga Marg or Bhakti Marg, depending upon which devotee, which sadhu he meets. That Karmi, if he meets a Bhakta sadhu, then he will take to Bhakti. If he meets a Gyani sadhu, then he will take to Gyan Marg. So therefore, Krishna, even while telling the perfection marg, perfection, then he many times includes the realizations of jnanis. So this we have to do that. Like Vidya Vinay Sampanne, Brahmane Gavi Hastini, Suni Chaiva Sapake Cha, Pandita Samadarshina. This is a Jnana marg. Jnana means you see everyone equal, Samabuddhaya. So this comes in Jnana marg, where you see the soul, where you see the Paramatma. This is gradual elevation. But for Bhakta, he from beginning of the first day of Bhakti only seeing the Archa Murti and Vigraha कि कृष्ण मेरे सब कुछ है. वो पहले दिन से उनको ना ब्रह्मन से मतलब है ना परमात्मा से, उनको किससे मतलब, केवल कृष्ण से मतलब है. ये भक्ति मार्ग है डायरेक्टली. ठीक है. So Krishna mentions the path, so he has to explain about the yoga clearly. So now in the 7th chapter, the whole part and parcel is a part and parcel of the supreme whole, and he recommended that he transfer his attention fully to the whole. In the 7th chapter, the first sloka, Maya Sakta Manapartha, Maya Asakta, Maya Sakta Manapartha. So he has to fix his attention on me, fix his attention on me. And then in the 8th chapter, Krishna, anyone who thinks of Krishna at time of quitting the body at once transfer to spiritual sky. That we saw that. Antakale cha mame smaran mukta kalevaram. And at the end of 6th chapter, the Lord clearly says that all the yogis who always think of Krishna within themselves is considered the most perfect. So in practically every chapter, the conclusion has been that one should be attached to the personal form of the Lord. This is the whole thing Prabhupada wants to say. In every chapter, what is there? So first, second chapter में बोला कि हम आत्मा हैं. 7th चैप्टर में बताया कि आत्मा परमात्मा भगवान का अंश है, इसलिए भगवान पे फोकस करो. एंड 8th में बताया कैसे भगवान को पास जाना है अंत में भगवान को याद करके. एंड 6th आल्सो सेड दैट योगी नाम अपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेन अंतरात्मना. The yogi who is always meditating on Krishna inside, he is the topmost yogi, means he is meditating on form of Krishna. So here he is saying almost in every chapter, the conclusion is that one should be attached to the personal form of Krishna. Okay, this is what they say here. In every chapter, the personal form of Krishna is important. So पहले ही आंसर प्रभुपाद पहले ही बोल रहे हैं, भगवान को बोलने से पहले प्रभुपाद बोल रहे हैं कि अर्जुन का आंसर ये है कि you have to be attached to personal form, not impersonal. Nevertheless, there are those who are not attached to personal form, and they are so firmly detached from even in the preparation of commentaries to Bhagavad Gita that they want to distract other people from Krishna and transfer all devotion to impersonal Brahmajyoti. Okay. There are those who are not attached to personal form. They are so firmly detached that even in preparation of commentaries to Bhagavad Gita, they want to distract. Prabhupada is saying that. And they prefer to meditate on impersonal form of absolute truth. Now Arjuna is trying to settle the question of which process is easier, which of the classes is more perfect. In other words, he is clarifying his own position because he is attached to personal form of Krishna. He is not attached to impersonal Brahman. He wants to know whether his position is secure. The impersonal manifestation either in this material world or in the spiritual world of Supreme Lord is a problem for meditation. You see, it's a problem for meditation. You cannot meditate. You do not know which is that personality. Already it's avyakta. There is no manifestation. Actually, one cannot perfectly conceive of impersonal feature of absolute truth. Therefore, Arjuna wants to say, what is the use of such a waste of time? In the 12th chapter, the superiority of all types of devotees to the Jnani is described. Among the devotees, those who are endowed with the wonderful qualities like lack of hatred are also praised. So we are going to see later 12.12 onwards. ठीक है, तो ये हो गया है. This is Acharya's commentary. श्री भगवान उवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Those who fix their minds on my personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be most perfect."
So Mayaveshya, Mayaveshya Mano, Asakt Aveshya. Same thing. Maya Avesh means the fixing the mind. What one has to Avesh? किसका आवेश करना है? मन का. मैया आवेश मनो, मन का आवेश करना है. स्मरणम. Okay. So स्मरणम. So mind should be engaged in me. ये माम नित्य युक्ता उपासते. नित्य युक्ता means he's desiring my association. All the time he wants to be with me. See, if master and servant are together means what? Servant is always seeking some service. अभी क्या कर दूँ? हमें पता है हनुमान जी का एक पास टाइम, एक बार उनको सबने सेवा से निकाल दिया था. तो then he found one seva that he has to simply do chutki. Whenever Lord Ram feels yawning, he has to just sit and do chutki. So this seva means he has to always be with him. And people wanted that he should not be with Ram because of him nobody was getting seva. So this excuse चुटकी बजाने का सेवा है, तो then person will always be with the Lord Ram. तो ये नित्य युक्ता उपासते, desiring my constant association. श्रद्धया and parayopeta. His shraddha is para, not in this world. सात्विकी श्रद्धा, राजसिक श्रद्धा, तामसिक श्रद्धा, and this is called paraya श्रद्धा. Paraya. सात्विकी श्रद्धा means श्रद्धा in आध्यात्मिक ऑब्जेक्ट्स लाइक आत्मा. आत्मा में श्रद्धा है, ठीक है. राजसिक श्रद्धा means one has faith in karma. By doing karma, I will get lot of results, good results. So he will do lot of good activities. Okay. So Rajasic, a lot of hard work. Okay. So there is Rajasic Shraddha. Tamasic Shraddha means one who does activities for sinful activities and he wants to enjoy. In Rajasic Shraddha, one does the passionate activities and he wants to enjoy the sense gratification, but he is not doing some sinful activity. But in Tamasic Shraddha, one does sinful activity and wants to enjoy. And in Sattvic Shraddha, one understands the nature of this world and Atma, but he does not know about the Supreme Lord. And in Paraya Shraddha means Bhakti. So his Shraddha is in devotional service. Te me yukta tamamata. My opinion is that he is the topmost yogi. He is having the perfect knowledge. Those who fix their mind on me in my personal form always engage in worshipping me with great transcendental faith. ठीक है. For one in such Krishna consciousness, there are no material activities. Just see, one who concentrates upon Lord's form and worships him with faith and devotion is to be considered most perfect in yoga. One who concentrates on the Lord's form and worships him with faith and devotion, that is the topmost yogi. For one in such a Krishna consciousness, there are no material activity because everything is done for Krishna. Now Prabhupada says here, just see how pure devotee is Nitya Yukta, as mentioned here, Nitya Yukta, Upasate. So he chants, he hears, he reads, he cooks prasad, then he goes to market, he purchases something for Krishna, he washes the temple, dishes, all these activities he is doing. With what? Understanding. With what consciousness? You're doing for Krishna. With this consciousness, thinking, I'm doing it for Krishna actually. This is very, very important. So this is called Nitya Yukta. Nitya Yukta. Among them, my devotees are the best. Those who absorb their mind in me. Shyam Sundar. Now this is Ananda Acharya is saying. Okay. This is what I mentioned. सात्विकी आध्यात्मिकी श्रद्धा कर्म श्रद्धा तु राजसी तमसी अधर्मे या श्रद्धा मत सेवायाम तु निर्गुणा. सात्विकी श्रद्धा किसमें? आध्यात्मिक लाइफ में. कर्म श्रद्धा तु राजसी. तमसी अधर्मे श्रद्धा तामस लाइफ मीन्स रजोगुणा तमोगुणा इज इन सम रिलीजियस वर्क. मत सेवायाम तो निर्गुणा, मेरा सेवा करके निर्गुण. परया श्रद्धा, ट्रांसेंडेंटल श्रद्धा है वो. दैट इज नॉट इन दिस थ्री मोड्स. So like that. So therefore you see the devotion itself is beyond the modes. And the Jnana Yoga, the Jnana Yoga is in Satuguna, because at that you understand I am not this body, I am a soul. Okay? And then Satuguna, we realize that we are not this body, we are soul. And then further we advance. But then we have to take the help of Bhakti to understand even the Brahman. Even to understand that absolute truth is I am a part of Brahman, and absolute truth has an aspect of Brahman. We need a bhakti. Some part of bhakti is required. Yes, then we transcend from the sattvic shraddha to transcendental shraddha. Okay. So anywhere there is a bhakti mixing means then he has to transcend the three modes to higher. That's why we Brahma Bhut Prasanna Atmana Sochati Na Kamshati Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhakti Labate Param. After you cross these three modes, you attain bhakti. And in that situation, one does not lament, one does not hanker. He becomes free from any material anxiety. Then he becomes eligible to go to the spiritual sky. So therefore, Ananya Bhaktas are those having bhakti mixed with Jnana and Karma. Okay, so it's mentioned that inferior to these Ananya Bhaktas are those, means जिसका भक्ति मिक्स है ज्ञान कर्म से, उसका भक्ति अनन्य भक्त से कम है. They are lower. They are called Yoga Vittara. Yoga Vittara. So Yoga Vittara means those whose bhakti, Jnana and Karma are mixed with some bhakti. They are called Yoga Vittara. ठीक है. ये त्वा अक्षरम अनिर्देश्यम अव्यक्तम पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमाचिन्त्यम च कूटस्थम अचलम ध्रुवम संयमेन्द्रियाग्रामम सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः.
But those who fully worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, or the all-pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, by controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such persons engaged in the welfare of all at last achieve me.
Now Krishna is mentioning about the impersonalism, impersonalistic worship. Ye to aksharam anirdeshyam. So those who are worshipper of impersonal Brahman, so whom they worship? Aksharam. Aksharam is which is beyond our senses. Aksha. You can define anything in this world with a and ksha letter in between, जितने भी letters को use करके, but which cannot be defined with anything with our vocabulary or with our letters. That is beyond senses. That's why it's called aksharam. So Brahman is aksharam. It's beyond our senses. You cannot perceive. Anirdeshyam, indefinite. You cannot define. Avyaktam, non-manifesting. Not manifest भी नहीं. देखो जैसे कभी हम बिग बैंग की थ्योरी सुनते हैं, बिग बैंग में क्या बोलते हैं? There was explosion from a point which can't be defined, which is indefinite, which is highly very great temperature, high density, non-manifesting. So basically they are focusing little bit towards Brahman actually. They are saying कि ब्रह्मन से सब कुछ फट के आया है. Because you cannot define, वहाँ बोला जाता है कि it is non-definite. You cannot define that object. You cannot measure the mass. It's a infinite density. And then there is no manifestation. अचिंत्य. तो ऐसा लगता है कि ये लोग ब्रह्मन से बता रहे सब कुछ है ऐसा. बस कोई कोई किसी ने वेद को उठा के पढ़ा होगा कुछ वर्ड्स को पकड़ के बोल दिया होगा. Everything coming from there. So therefore Darwin also, when he conjectured his philosophy of evolution, so he took from Padma Puran. And Padma Puran, like Jalajano Lakshani, so first comes the aquatics, then comes the Jalajano Lakshani, Sthavar Lakshavimsati, then comes the trees and plants. Then Paswa Trimasa Lakshani, 30 Lakshani, means 30 lakh. And then Krimeo Rudra Sankaka, the insects are 11 lakh. And what is that? Then Chatur Lakshani Manava. And then one more is there, Pakshinam Dasa Lakshanam. Yes, Pakshinam Dasa Lakshanam. Pakshinam Dasa Lakshanam. So there also. So these gradations are made. Like first comes the aquatics, then comes the plants, trees, then comes the land animals, then comes the birds. So this is how Darwin says this is how the life has been evolving. And in one life only, one species changes to another. But Prabhupada also says this is the way the life came. But he says that all the bodies were ready already. It's not that the fish has to evolve to some other body. No. That body is already there. The fish has to die, or the soul in the fish body has to leave the fish body and come to the next body. Body is already there. Just like that, actually. So, so this is a problem. When they took the knowledge without having any guru and they misunderstood and then they published the knowledge. ये क्या चोरी का माल है ऐसा नहीं, मतलब कहीं से वो चुराया उठाया और छाप दिया, कुछ तो हमें ग्लोरी मिलेगा, ऐसा कर किया उन लोगों ने तुरंत फटाफट करने का ऐसा. And then it was revealed that it was a wrong thing. So see, Vedic knowledge is so important. Like Twashta, he chanted the wrong mantra, and then the Vitrasur came. Vitrasur was made, he was created to kill Indra, but the mantra said that his enemy will flourish and he will be killed. Just imagine. So he will be killed. His enemy will flourish. So little mistake, and then the whole process got topsy-turvy. So here, so Sarvatra Gama Achintyam cha, he is all pervading. Sarvatra Gama Achintyam, he is inconceivable. Kutastham, non-changing. Achalam, you cannot move it. Achalam, Dhruvam. So Dhruvam, constant. So this is the qualities of given for impersonal Brahman. He is Aksharam, Anirdesham, Avyakyam, Sarvatragama, Achintyam, Kutastham, Achalam, Dhruvam. These are all the qualities of Brahman. Sanyamendriya, Agramam. So now these Gyanis, what they have to do, they have to paryopasate, they have to meditate upon such kind of Brahman. All this quality wala Brahman पे meditate करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है? And then what they have to do, Sanyamendriya Gramam, they have to control the movement of their senses. They have to control their senses. Then Sarvatra Samabuddhayaha, this is what? विद्या विनय संपन्ने ब्राह्मणी कविहस्ते सुनि चैव सपाके च पंडिता समदर्शनः दर्शिना पंडिता समदर्शिना. So the samdarshi या sambuddhaya, same thing, sambuddhaya. He has to see everyone on equal platform. Means he has to see the soul in their bodies. Actually, so Just 1 minute. So this Jnani has to control the senses. One, he has to meditate on the impersonal Brahman. Second, he has to control the senses. And Sarvatra Samabuddhaya, he has to see soul everywhere. Means he cannot see anything matter. Matter देखना ही नहीं है उसको. This is another thing for a Jnani. How he, like, if somebody is a Jnani, a Bikarmi person, he's committing a lot of sins, and he comes in association with a Jnani Sadhu. So then when he comes to association of Jnani Sadhu, how he will see the things? He will see, Arey, everything is Brahman. This world is all false. So I should not even look into पाप and पुण्य. पाप पुण्य मेरे लिए मतलब ही नहीं, क्योंकि सभी वर्ल्ड ही बेकार है. I have to just focus in Brahman. I am a Brahman. I have to merge in Brahman. Like that. So in this way, he disregards all the pap and punya of this world. And how does bhakta does that? Like a bhakta, like somebody drinking wine, and he comes in a session of bhakta sadhu. So then how he behaves? Like a jnani sadhu, he thinks this wine or a good work for family or good work for society, everything is nonsense, sab bekar. In this way, he goes beyond the modes. And the bhakta, when he meets a Bikarmi, he meets a bhakta sadhu, then he's drinking wine and he meets a sadhu who's a devotee. So then how he sees the wine drinking and the things of this world, he thinks, ki, my Lord, I am so fallen. You are so kripalu that you are allowing me to do bhakti. I am attached to this wine. Please help me. I am so fallen. So this is a bhakta praying. Or he will pray that please draw my attraction towards you. जितना मैं वाइन के पीछे पड़ा हूं, मैं आपके पीछे पड़ जाऊं. So in this way, the bhakta Bikarmi, when Bikarmi takes to association of bhakta, then he will see the world in that way. And Bikarmi, when he takes association of sadhu, Jnani sadhu, then he will see everything in the form of Brahman, Atma. तो यहाँ पे समबुद्धया बताया गया. समबुद्धया, सब कुछ एकदम बराबर समान विचार से देखेगा सब कुछ, सब बेकार है, ये सब इस संसार का चाहे अच्छा बुरा सब बेकार है। लेकिन भक्त कैसे देखता है कि मैं गिरा हुआ हूँ, भगवान बहुत कृपालु है, मेरे ऊपर कृपा करके मुझे भक्ति आप उनकी सेवा करने का मौका दे रहे हैं, या भगवान मुझे अपनी ओर अट्रैक्ट करो, प्लीज अट्रैक्ट मी टू योर लोटस फीट, लाइक दैट अ डिवोटी सीज, बिकॉज ही वॉन्ट्स टू बी एंगेज्ड। और यहाँ पे ज्ञानी क्या कर रहा है? ज्ञानी वॉन्ट्स टू मर्ज, ही वॉन्ट्स टू मेडिटेट, ही वॉन्ट्स टू मर्ज। ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव, दे आल्सो अटेन मी, कृष्ण सेज दे आल्सो अटेन मी, सर्वभूत हिते रथा। So see, sarvabhut hite rata means they have to be engaged in the welfare work of the people. Now just see that, नाम रुचि, वैष्णव सेवा, जीव दया, ठीक है। अभी देखो ये ज्ञानी का भी सेम ऐसा ही है। नाम रुचि क्या है? अब नाम तो है ही नहीं, तो उसके लिए मेडिटेशन ही नाम रुचि है। ओम, मेडिटेशन ऑन अक्षर ब्रह्मन, ठीक है। तो उसके लिए वही है, मेडिटेशन करना ही, वो उसके लिए नाम रुचि। नाउ वैष्णव सेवा, वैष्णव कौन है? हाँ? तो वैष्णव सेवा मीन्स जस्ट सी, ही इज समबुद्धय, because for him he sees everyone is means all people in this world they are atma, and so therefore he does not have an vaira, किसी के साथ वैर नहीं करेगा, वो क्रिएट नहीं करेगा वैर। अपनी इंद्रिया कंट्रोल करेगा और सबको बराबर देखेगा, बराबर, लाइक in our scripture it is said, with the devotee we should make friendship, yes, and we should worship the Lord ईश्वरे तद अधिनेषु, and ईश्वरे तद अधिनेषु बालस्येषु दिशस्तु च प्रेम मैत्री कृपापेक्षा। तो प्रेम मैत्री, तो प्रेम करना भगवान से, मैत्री करना वैष्णव के साथ। सो हियर आल्सो मैत्री मीन्स इक्वल प्लेटफॉर्म, सो ही सीइंग एवरीवन इक्वल, सबको बराबर देखता है। तो ये इस तरीके का वैष्णव सेवा हो गया, सबको बराबर देखने का बस, किसी के साथ झगड़ा नहीं। और उसका जीव दया क्या है? सर्वभूत हिते रता, कुछ उनको जीव दया करना ही पड़ता है दूसरों को हित करने के लिए। इसलिए ज्ञानी साधु भी दूसरों का कुछ तो हित करते रहते हैं। जैसे प्रभुपाद कई बार बोलते भी हैं कि ये लोग कभी स्कूल बना देते हैं, कभी लोग हॉस्पिटल खोल देते हैं, सर्वभूत हिते रता। Prabhupada says that these people they fall down to material platform. Actually, this is the reality. Means if they say that this world is anyway false, then why you are doing some seva in this world? Sarvabhuta Hiterata. Once you are saying that the world is false, then why you are doing the seva? Prabhupada has this question. But everyone has to do some seva in this world. Sarvabhuta Hiterata. They are always engaged in some hit of the people. In this way, ज्ञानी they engage. तो उनके लिए भी ये है, जीव दया, वैष्णव सेवा, नाम रुचि है ऐसे। So those who do not directly worship the Supreme Lord Krishna, but who attempt to achieve the same goal by indirect process, but ultimately achieve the same goal, they also attain the Krishna, but it's a long time. There we heard Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanonam Prapadyate. So after many births, the man of wisdom seeks the refuge in me, knowing that Vasudeva is all. When a person comes to full knowledge after many births, he surrenders unto Lord Krishna. If one approaches the Godhead by the method mentioned in the verse, he has to control the senses, render service to everyone, and engage in the welfare of all beings. Just see, same चीज बोला गया, surrender to Krishna. If one approaches Godhead by the method mentioned in this verse, he has to control the senses, render service to everyone, engage in the welfare of everyone. Just see, यही चीज है, has to render service to everyone. ठीक है। So in none of the yoga process there is a freedom for no regulation. रेगुलेशन तो करना ही है, सेंसेस को, माइंड को करना ही है। भक्ति में, सेवा में लगा के हम सेंसेस को रेगुलेट करते हैं और कुछ नियम भी फॉलो करते हैं। ज्ञानी लोग ऑस्टेरिटी करते, पेनांस करते अपने सेंसेस को कंट्रोल करने के लिए। हर जगह सेंसेस को कंट्रोल करना ही है, बिकॉज दे हैव टेंडेंसी टू एंजॉय or lord it over material nature. So that tendency has to be taken out. ठीक, this is done. ठीक, क्लेशो अधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्त आसक्त चेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिरवाप्यते.
For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied.
Ah, see here Krishna very clearly mentions klesho adhikatarastesham. A lot of trouble will happen when somebody is avyakt asakt chetasam, when somebody is attached to the avyakt form of absolute truth, जो व्यक्ति नहीं है, जिसका कुछ फॉर्म ही नहीं है, and he is asakt to that kind of realization, लॉट ऑफ ट्रबल विल हैपन. कृष्ण ने बोल दिया कि मेरे को ते प्राप्नुवंती, मेरे को पा तो जाएगा, लेकिन क्लेशो अधिक, बहुत ही क्लेश होगा उसको. भगवान क्लियरली बोल रहे हैं कि अर्जुन ये मार्ग में बहुत दुख है. जब सोचो दुख से निकलने के लिए आदमी आध्यात्मिक जीवन में आता है, आध्यात्मिक जीवन ही दुखमय है, तो अब क्या करेगा बेचारा. Unfortunately, because of not having, or you can say, pure devotional service is quite confidential and quite rare. So most of the people are in this marg only, Jnani marg. Many people, even so-called Hindus. Some days back, one lady came to program and said that we are Punjabi. Okay, you are Punjabi. So we believe that ultimately the God is impersonal. Okay, God is impersonal. He's an energy. Then I said that in the Guru Granth Sahib only it said Vahe Guru, Vahe Guru. Huh? So Vahe Guru, Va means Vasudev, He means Hari, Ga means Govind, Ra means Ram, Vahe Guru. And there are the words glorifying the Ram, Krishna, Govinda, Hari in their book also, Guru Granth Sahib. So then, and if the Ram is spoken in your literature and in our Vedic literature also Ram is spoken, and we have given the form also that how Ram was looking, what pastime he did. So then how can you say that your Ram and my Ram is different? Ram has a form. And it's not that in Guru Granth Sahib it's not written. You have not read or you are not taught properly. Because even in the Islam Dharma also it's mentioned Ayanu, Lord Allah has a Ayana, means he has Nayan. So how can a impersonal form has any eye? So it means many statements are there which enforces someone to think that Allah or God is impersonal. But if it is taken in proper context and read thoroughly under proper guidance, then one understands there is some problem. It means there is some doubt is there. Sometimes scripture says he is having impersonal form, no means impersonality, and then sometimes Shastra focuses on personality. So what does it mean? Whenever the Shastra mentions about impersonality, it means he does not have material form. And whenever Shastra mentions the personality, it means he has a spiritual form. In that way, one has to see. So this is very clear. So, and again, ultimately, any scripture it is, कोई भी scripture ले लो, भगवान को पाने का तरीका क्या है? प्रेम, love. Through love, one can attain Krishna. Like here we see devotional service. So even in Guru Granth Sahib also is mentioned. Even in Islam Dharma also it's mentioned ishq. The word is ishq. Ruh is Atma. These words are coming from Islam. So one has to develop ishq for the Lord. And here also in Guru Granth Sahib also there is a mention of the love. Through love you can attain that Lord. So how can one love Avyakta Brahman? कैसे उनको प्रेम करेगा? उसका हाथ पैर ही नहीं है फिर तो. So therefore mentioned those who are embodied, devavadbhir, जिसका शरीर है, जैसे we all have bodies, so we can only love the other person who has a body. So how can we love a person who does not have a body only? So therefore Krishna is mentioning avyakta hi gatir dukkham. This avyakt gati is very dukkhamay because you are having deha. So how can you identify with non-deha? किसी को देह ही नहीं है, कैसे तुम करोगे? कैसे उसके साथ रिश्ता बनाओगे? हाउ कैन यू गिव योर लाइफ फॉर हिम? Because another thing, impersonalism brings atheism actually. Because when we see that God has no form, how can he understand our misery? God does not come to this world. huh? This world is all miserable world, it's all false. So why then that God has made this world then? हमको मारने के लिए क्या? All such question comes and then one goes to the atheism actually. Prabhupada at one place says that in first canto only. Atheism, sense gratification, all this comes because of the wrong understanding of absolute truth. भगवान के गलत समझ के कारण से ये सभी कुछ sense gratification and impersonalism has come about. We have not understood completely. A group of transcendentalists who follow the path of inconceivable, unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord are called Gyanis. And those who are in full Krishna consciousness in devotional service are called Bhakti Yogis. Now, here the difference between Gyan Yoga and Bhakti Yoga is definitely expressed. The process of Gyan Yoga, although ultimately bringing one to the same goal, is very troublesome, whereas the path of the Bhakti Yoga, the process of being in direct service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is easier and is natural for the embodied soul. It is easier and natural. The individual soul is embodied since time immemorial. It is very difficult for him to simply theoretically understand that he is not the body. Therefore, the Bhakti yogi accept the deity of Krishna as worshipable. You see? Because there is some bodily conception fixed in the mind which can be thus applied. Of course, worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his form within the temple is not idol worship. This is very important now here. Devotees are given certain form to worship. That form itself is material form. Yes? Material form means दिखता पूरा material जैसा है. It's a Bhagwan. It is made up of the matter, the form which is made up of the matter. It appears that it is material form. But here it's clearly mentioned the worship of deity in the temple is Sagun worship. Sagun means the Lord is represented by material qualities. Like भगवान का हाथ है, पैर है, तो भगवान को हम कुछ मुकुट लगाते हैं, भगवान कुछ पहनाते हैं, तो हमें लगता है कि देखो मैं अलग अलग चीज़ों से भगवान को डेकोरेट करूँ. These are all material actually, correct? These are material. तो सगुन worship. Lord eats, भगवान खाते हैं, तो सगुन हो गया. The deity form of the Lord, though it is made up of the matter and material qualities are represented here, but it is not idol worship. Idol worship means what? Idol is some imagined form, like and made up of matter. Some imagined form made up of matter, that is all idol. And when you break that idol, the God also dies. This concept is there. But when it comes to deity form, even though it is made through the matter, but Lord is so omnipotent, he can accept the service through that matter. सेवा ले सकते भगवान उस भौतिक चीजों से भी. That is what this Archa Vigraha form. Now another question, but whether the form is material? No. even though the form is made through the matter, but the form Lord has accepted, that form Lord has accepted as his own form. ये मेरा फॉर्म है, अपने कृपा से, अपने कृपा से वो फॉर्म को एक्सेप्ट कर लिया है और अपनी ओमनीपोटेंस से सेवा को एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं भगवान, ऐसा। लेकिन वो आइडल में नहीं होता है। सो फॉर दिस टू हैपन, कृपा एंड ओमनीपोटेंस टू वर्क, one should have devotion, then Lord will do that. If one does not have devotion, then idol worship, वो तो फिर idol worship ही है। So therefore the saguna worship means the Lord has represented himself in certain material qualities. वो दिख रहे हैं भगवान, जैसे हम कपड़े पहनाते भगवान को, तो एक स्पिरिचुअल कपड़ा और मटेरियल कपड़ा अलग है, लेकिन भगवान उसको एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं कि नहीं ये मेरा ही कपड़ा है, मेरे ही मुकुट है, मेरे ही बांसुरी है, सब भगवान एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं। So he is accepting certain qualities actually of the world. Certain form is accepting, certain qualities is accepting. Saguna worship. But we also know that here Prabhupada mentions there is evidence in the Vedic literature that worship may be Sagun or Nirgun. Nirgun matlab kya hai? Nirgun means Lord has a Nirgun qualities. He has no material qualities. But in the form of deity, he is showing the Sagun qualities. With guna, sagun means with guna, with material gunas, he is showing that. But still his qualities are not material, his qualities are nirgun only. देखो ये थोड़ा ध्यान से समझना है। So therefore Prabhupada says whether it is sagun or nirgun, he is producing some attribute and we are worshipping them. So Prabhupada gives an example of, this is a very famous example of letter box, post box or letter box. So there are many imitations, means all of us must have seen that letter box, red color box, जिसमें चिट्ठी डालते थे. So if you put and there are many other letter boxes which may not be working, not in functional position. So then this peon postman never comes and takes the letter from it. So then that kind of letter box is useless. And those letter boxes which were authorized and which were still functional, so there this postman comes and takes out the letter, then he hands over to the post office, then it goes to the next place, like that it goes ahead. Okay, so then here it is said, even though it looks the similar way, the old post box and the authorized post box, both are looking the similar, but one is authorized and other is not authorized. So one is idol, one is DT. एक DT है, एक idol है, तो ध्यान देना है. This is a difference. So for the devotee, there is no difficulty in approaching the Supreme immediately and directly. But for those who are following the impersonal way to spiritual realization, the path is difficult. For devotees, it is easy because we are offering, we are eating prasadam, we are dancing in front of Krishna, we are dressing Krishna, we are bathing Krishna, we are having festival for Krishna. So many engagements. We are singing for Krishna, we are cleaning the temple for Krishna. The same Krishna who is in Archa form. Otherwise, just you think, if you remove the DT from our whole process, किसके लिए गाओगे मंदिर में जाके, किसके लिए मंगल आरती होगा, किसके लिए पुजारी उठेगा? It becomes too difficult, and that becomes a ज्ञानी मार्ग then. A person in Krishna consciousness engaged in devotional service simply by guidance of bona fide spiritual master, simply by offering regulative obeisances unto the deities, simply by hearing the glories of the Lord, simply by eating the remnants of food stuff offered to the Lord, realizes the Supreme Personality of God very easily. So this is the easy path. So here Prabhupada is comparing easy and troublesome. Troublesome is Jnana Marg, and here the Bhakti Marg is easy path. There is no doubt that impersonalists are unnecessarily taking a troublesome path with the risk of not realizing the absolute truth at the ultimate end. This is another problem. There is no guarantee that you will realize the absolute truth at the ultimate end. No, because Bahunam Janmana Mante, lot of birth may take. But the personalist without any risk, trouble or difficulty approaches the Supreme Personality directly. A similar passage appears in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is stated that if one ultimately surrenders to the Supreme, but instead takes the trouble to understand what is Brahman, what is not Brahman, he spends his whole life in this way, in that way, the result is very troublesome. So what is that verse? That verse given here. This is a verse. तेषाम् असो क्लेश क्लेश एव शिष्य नान्यद यथा स्थूल तवा तुषा अवघातिन. So tusha avaghatinam, sthula tusha avaghatinam. It meaning husk. When you take out the rice paddy from the husk and then still beat the husk, what you'll get? Nothing, because the paddy, the rice already had taken away. So then what you are getting is simply हैंड का पेन होगा आपको, बिकॉज आप पीट रहे हो. सो यू विल गेट द पेन इन योर हैंड बाई बीटिंग द हस्क एंड यू विल नॉट गेट एनी रिटर्न बिकॉज ऑलरेडी द पैडी हैज बीन टेकन अवे. तो दिस इज वॉट मेंशन. तो ज्ञानी लोग ऐसे करते हैं, इतना लंबे लंबे समय तक ऑस्टेरिटी करते हैं, पेनांस करते हैं, जन्म जन्म करते हैं, बट फिर भी उनको भगवान नहीं मिलते हैं. ये बताया जा रहा है यहाँ पे. एम्प्टी हस्क दे आर सिंपली बीटिंग. तो दैट इज देयर क्लेश अधिकतरस्तेषाम. इसलिए भक्ति देखो, मार्ग तो दो ही है, ज्ञान मार्ग और भक्ति मार्ग. एक मार्ग तो यहाँ से काट दिया बोलते हैं कि बहुत टफ है, वेरी ट्रबलसम, वेरी टफ. देन बचा क्या? भक्ति मार्ग. ओनली भक्ति मार्ग इज रिमेनिंग. And then he says, Prabhupada is mentioning, for every individual living entity, the process of Krishna consciousness which entails the full engagement in devotional service is the best way. If one wants to ignore the devotional service, there is a danger of turning to atheism. Just see, वो atheism बन जाएगा. Thus, the process of centering attention on the unmanifested, the inconceivable, which is beyond approach of the senses, as already expressed in this verse, should never be encouraged at any time, especially in this age. इस एज में तो कभी नहीं encourage करना चाहिए इस ज्ञान मार्ग को, कभी नहीं. बिकॉज ये बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, मेनी लाइफ ईयर्स में टेक, एंड देन अल्टीमेटली वन पर्सन मे नॉट बी एबल टू गेट आल्सो. दो कृष्णा सेज दैट ही विल गेट मी, बट लॉट ऑफ डिफिकल्टी. एंड देन देयर अदर श्लोकास मेंशन्ड बाय दिस सनक सनातन सनत कुमारस. यत्पाद पंकज पलाश विलास भक्त्या कर्माशयं ग्रथितम् उद्गतयन्ति सन्तः तद्वन्न रिक्तमतयो यतयो अपि रुद्धा श्रोतो गणां स्तमरणं भज वासुदेवम्. It means those who are yatpad pankaj palas, those who are engaged in the service of lotus feet of the Lord, karmashayam gatitam, the hard knot karma granthi, they can easily untie that. Okay, the karma granthi they can untie easily. Tadvanna rikta matayo, but those others cannot do that. Who? Those who are rikt matayo, जिसके माइंड में रिक्त मतलब fill in the blanks, fill in the means there is no perception of God, कुछ है ही नहीं, समझ अव्यक्त है अंदर, माइंड एकदम खाली है. तो वो लोग किस तरीके से कर्म ग्रंथि को खत्म कर पाएंगे? बहुत मुश्किल है. इसलिए श्रोतो गणाम स्तमरणम भज वासुदेवम. सो लेट अस वर्शिप दैट Vasudev through devotional service actually. So these jnanis and yogis, those who have rikta matayo, their minds are not filled with the form of the Lord. They are simply worshipping the impersonal Brahman, rikta matayo. They cannot control their mind and senses or karma granthi. They cannot untie that. Okay. ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्तुपासते येषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्यु संसार सागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम्.
But those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Pritha, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death.
Now Krishna, after telling the two verses, or two or three, that how it is very troublesome path, this impersonalistic tendency, impersonalistic worship, all are very much troublesome. So now Arjuna, what is the benefit of worshipping my form? So he is saying, what is the benefit? I am the swift deliverer of those who are in this material world. Those who are attached to my form and they're worshipping me in that form, attached to that form, for them I am the swift deliverer. ज्ञानी के लिए क्या बताया, बहुत लंबा टाइम लगेगा उसको लिए, बहुत ट्रबल होगा उसको मेरे को पाने में, और कर्म ग्रंथि सेंसेस कंट्रोल करने में, कर्म ग्रंथि हटाने में बहुत मुश्किल होगा. लेकिन भक्तों के लिए मैं तुरंत डिलीवर कर दूँ. आई विल बी द स्विफ्ट डिलीवर मीन्स फॉर ज्ञानी he has to find out his path of deliverance also, how will be delivered. And for this devotees, अरे पाथ भूल जाओ, तुम्हें कुछ नहीं करना है, बस तुम्हें भगवान की सेवा करनी है. कौन लेके जाएगा तुमको? भगवान लेके जाएंगे. आपको पाथ सेट नहीं करना है, शरीर कब छोड़ना है, किस टाइम पे छोड़ना है, क्या करके, कुछ नहीं. केवल भगवान की सेवा में अपना मैया आवेश, उनमें आवेश रखो अपने मन को, बस उतना ही काम करना है. भगवान सब देखेंगे कहाँ लेके जाना है, वो उनके ऊपर है. इसलिए भगवान बोलते हैं मैं स्विफ्ट डिलीवरर हूँ उनका, भक्तों का. ओके. ये तो सर्वाणि कर्माणि, वन हु सर्वाणि कर्माणि, ऑल द कर्मा ही इज जस्ट हैंडिंग ओवर टू मी. कर्म मतलब भगवान को करने के लिए नहीं, कर्म मतलब ही इज ऑफरिंग हिज वर्क, he is offering his result, work, everything. Sanyasya matparaha. And he is fully detached from the fruits of his action. Matpara bhakta. So he is fully dependent upon me. Ananyena yogena maam dhyayantu upasatim. हमेशा अनन्य, बिना किसी भक्ति को छोड़ के कोई भी योग नहीं ले रहा है, वो केवल भक्ति योग, केवल भक्ति योग. अनन्येन योगेना, केवल एक ही योग के द्वारा मेरा ध्यान से उपासना कर रहा है, एकदम अटेंशन से मेरी उपासना कर रहा है. सब कुछ कर्म को मेरे को दे दिया उसने, मतलब मैं आपके लिए ही कर्म करूंगा बस. आप पे ही डिपेंडेंट रहूंगा, आप जितना दोगे उतना चलाऊंगा अपना शरीर बस, और एक ही काम करूंगा भक्ति योग बस, और अटेंशन के साथ. ये मैं खुद ही आऊंगा उसको लेके जाने के लिए संसार में. अर्जुन में खुद आऊंगा उसको लेके जाने के लिए. वामी न चिरात पार्थ, लेट नहीं करूंगा मैं, जल्दी करूंगा, जल्दी आऊंगा उसको लेने के लिए. Explicitly stated here that devotees are very fortunate to be delivered very soon from material existence by the Lord. बहुत जल्दी निकाल लेंगे भगवान उनको. In the pure devotional service, one comes to realization that God is great and the individual soul is subordinate. His duty is to render service to the Lord, and if he does not, then he will render service to Maya. So this is Bhakta's knowledge. Yes. As stated before, the Supreme Lord can be appreciated only by devotional service. Therefore, one should be fully devoted. One should fix his mind fully on Krishna in order to achieve him. One should work only for Krishna. It does not matter in what kind of work one engages, but that work should be done only for Krishna. That is the standard of devotional service. भगवान के लिए कार्य होना चाहिए, ऐसा कोई फिक्स नहीं कि इसी यही काम करना, नहीं, कैसा भी काम हो लेकिन भगवान के लिए होना चाहिए. मत कर्म कृन 11.55. Then the devotee does not desire any achievement other than pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His life mission is to please Krishna. So you are seeing this same thing as mentioned, that मई तो सर्वाणी कर्माणी, मेरे लिए सारे कर्म कर रहा है. मई संन्यस्य मत्पराः, मेरे पे पूरा डिपेंडेंट है वो, फुली डिपेंडेंट ऑन मी. And my sannyas, and his life mission is to please, and he can sacrifice everything for Krishna's satisfaction. My sannyasya matpara. Matpara means dependent on me, means he wants to always please me, he wants to always sacrifice for me, like that. As Arjuna did in the battlefield. The process is very simple. One can devote himself in his occupation and engage at the same time in chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Means one should engage oneself in an occupation and chant Hare Krishna. Such transcendental chanting attracts the devotee to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord, Supreme Lord herein promises that without delay he will deliver a pure devotee, thus engaged from the ocean of material existence. So one who is thus engaged in the service of the Lord, he will be swiftly delivered. Those who are advanced in yoga practice can willfully transfer the soul to whatever planets they like by the yoga process. others take the opportunity in the various ways. But as far as devotee is concerned, it is very clearly stated here that Lord himself takes him. The devotee does not need to wait to become very experienced in order to transfer himself to spiritual sky. किसी को कुछ करने का जरूरत नहीं है, उस एक्सपीरियंस की जरूरत नहीं है, भगवान खुद लेने आएंगे उसको, भक्त को. बस उसको शुद्ध भक्त बनना है, सेवा में एंगेज रहना है. बस बड़ा पुराण में क्या बोला गया है, devotee does not need to practice Ashtanga Yoga to transfer to his soul to the spiritual planets. No need. The responsibility is taken by Supreme Lord himself. He clearly states here that he himself becomes the deliverer. A child is completely cared for by his parents, thus his position is secure. Similarly, a devotee does not need to endeavor to transfer himself by yoga practice to other planets. Rather, the Supreme Lord, by his great mercy, comes at once riding on his bird carrier Garuda, at once delivers the devotee from material existence. We see that picture where Lord is just handing his hand down, and devotee is just in the material ocean. Krishna, Krishna, pahi man, mujhe bacha lo. And then Lord is just putting his hand down through the shoulder of Garuda. The Lord is swift deliverer. Although a man who has fallen in the ocean may struggle very hard, may be very expert in swimming, he cannot save himself. But if someone comes and picks up from the water, then he is easily rescued. Similarly, the Lord picks up the devotee from the material existence. This is important. Another thing mentioned in the Narayaniya, Yavai sadhana sampatti purushartha chatushtaye tvaya vina tad apnoti naro narayana ashraya. कहने का मतलब क्या है, जितने भी साधना कोई परफॉर्म करता है, 4 पुरुषार्थ धर्म अर्थ काम मोक्ष को पाने के लिए कितनी भी साधना करना है, कुछ भी करता है, तया बिना ना आपनोती, उसके बिना, वो सारी साधना को छोड़ने के बावजूद भी वो व्यक्ति को सब मिल जाएगा. तद आपनोती, सब मिल जाएगा, मतलब 4 पुरुषार्थ सब मिलेगा. नरो नारायण आश्रय, अगर नारायण का आश्रय ले लिया तो, नारायण का अगर आश्रय ले लिया तो 4 पुरुषार्थ को पाने के लिए जो जो साधना कोई करता है उसको भी करने की जरूरत नहीं, केवल नारायण का आश्रय लेना काफी बस. वेरी नाइस. ओके, so one should give up all process of self-realization and simply execute bhakti. That will enable one to reach the highest perfection of life. There is no need for anyone to consider the sinful actions of his past life because Supreme Lord fully takes charge of him. मैंने पिछले जन्म में क्या क्या पाप किया है, पता है क्या, कोई चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है, आपको केवल भक्ति में एंगेज होना है, भगवान आपको टेक केयर करेंगे. ओके, सी दिस इज नाइस वर्स. दिस कम्स इन 11th canto, here only. You see, यत् कर्मभिर् यत् तपसा ज्ञान वैराग्य यतश्च यत् योगेन दान धर्मेण श्रेयोभिर् इतरैरपि सर्वं मद्भक्ति योगेन मद्भक्तो लभते अंजसा स्वर्ग अपवर्ग मद्धाम कथांचित् यदि वांछति. सी, वांछति मीन्स इच्छति. ठीक है, किसी को वांछा करना है, चाहिए. तो भगवान क्या बोल रहे हैं उद्धव को, उद्धव गीत में बोल रहे हैं कि यत कर्म भीर यत तपसा ज्ञान वैराग्य, जो जो तुमको कर्म से, तपस्या से, ज्ञान से, वैराग्य से, दान करके, धर्म करके, बाकी जितने भी श्रेय के मार्ग हैं, जो भी कर करके मिलता है तुमको, वो सब कुछ सर्वम मद भक्ति योगेना, वो सब मेरे भक्ति में, मेरे भक्त को अंजसा तुरंत मिलेगा. मद भक्तो लभते अंजसा. क्या क्या मिलेगा, स्वर्ग मिलेगा, अपवर्ग मिलेगा, मद धाम, मेरा धाम मिलेगा. और क्या क्या नहीं मिलेगा, अगर मेरा भक्त चाहता है तो. यदि वांछति, चाहता है भक्त, दूंगा मैं उसको, सब दूंगा, भगवान बोल रहे हैं. लेकिन भक्त नहीं चाहता है. तो देखो, भक्ति में है सब कुछ, यहाँ बोला गया है सब कुछ. Actually, there is a definition of bhakti is also there. This is a tatashta lakshan of bhakti. Bhakti means one which pleases Narayan and which fulfills all the desire of devotees. उसको भक्ति बोला गया है. Which fulfills all the desire of devotees, जो भी इच्छा है और जो नारायण को प्रसन्न करती है, उसको भक्ति बोलते हैं. लेकिन नारायण को पसंद करने वाली या विष्णु को पसंद करने वाली वो उसका स्वरूप लक्षण है, क्योंकि भक्ति से भगवान हमेशा प्रसन्न होते हैं। लेकिन भगवान सब कुछ पूर्ण करते हैं इच्छा, ये कब होता है? तीव्र भक्ति, अकामो सर्व कामो व मोक्ष कामो दार्ढ्य तीव्रेण भक्ति योगेन। अगर तीव्र भक्ति देखते तो भगवान फुलफिल कर देते हैं, बोलते हैं ठीक है ये इसके हानिकारक नहीं और तीव्र भक्ति कर रहा है, चलो तथास्तु। तो उसमें इसलिए वो स्वरूप लक्षण में नहीं आता है, वो तटस्थ लक्षण में आता है भक्ति के। कि कहने के मतलब है दैट इज नॉट इन द स्वरूप ऑफ भक्ति, बट कृष्णा गेट्स प्लीज्ड एंड देन फुलफिल्स ऑल द डिजायर्स। सेम चीज। तो one gets everything in the bhakti. Even is said by Prahlad Maharaj also in the when he is instructing to the his classmates. There also he says that the three vargikam, the dharma artha kama, whatever one attains, one endeavors to attain this dharma artha kama, one can easily attain in bhakti also. All the fruits. Now from here onwards, Krishna is explaining fully for bhakti, full, complete. अब यहाँ से भक्ति के स्टेजेस चलेंगे, ठीक है। अभी तक क्या सीखा हमने? हमने दोनों मार्ग के बारे में सीख लिया कि दोनों मार्ग में भक्ति मार्ग आसान है, इट इज इजी, इट इज स्विफ्ट डिलीवरर, पाथ ऑफ स्विफ्ट डिलीवरर, इट इज टेंशन फ्री, एनी एम्बॉडीड पर्सन कैन फॉलो, उसके लिए आसान भी होगा, अच्छा भी होगा। And Lord is very happy with their devotees and he will surely bring them back to spiritual world. He is saying that he is like a father and the devotee is like a child. Child need not worry. Just child need not worry about his previous sin also. नहीं, बस भगवान की भक्ति में एंगेज रखना। सेंसेस कंट्रोल का भी ज़्यादा कुछ उसमें वो नहीं है। One has to just control his senses to engage in service of the Lord. Fix his mind in the Lord for that purpose only, not just to show off मैं कितना कंट्रोल किया, कितना नहीं, nothing like that. Everything is for service. Bhakti means, you should understand the definition of bhakti means service. It's a service. Prabhupada mentioned a devotional service. How to do? With mind, with words, and with our senses. Kaya, mansa, vacha, our bodies. So this is the bhakti, engaging our kriya, उससे बोलते NOD is mentioned. It's a kriya. एक तो ये दिस इज अ वर्क इन विच आवर सेंसेस आर एंगेज्ड, दैट इज कॉल्ड भक्ति. नाउ यू वांट टू मेक अ प्योर भक्ति, देन सर्वोपाधि निर्मुक्तम तत्परतेन निर्मलम, सब कुछ से मुक्त होके भैया सेवा करो, वो प्योर भक्ति हो गया. ठीक है, अभी तुम मुक्त हो या नहीं हो, बस भगवान की सेवा में लगे हो, वो भक्ति ही है. वो भक्ति तो है ही, वो चाहे जाने अनजाने करो. अब मान लो एक शिकारी ने एक चिड़िया को मार दिया, टिशुम बंदूक से मार दिया, वो चिड़िया नीचे गिर गया. एक कुत्ते ने चिड़िया को पकड़ लिया खाने के लिए, और कुत्ता फिर मंदिर के चारों तरफ घूमना चालू कर दिया. तो कुत्ते ने प्रदक्षिणा करके भक्ति कर लिया, और वो चिड़िया जो जिसको बंदूक लगा है, गोली लगा है, वो मरते मरते उसने भी भक्ति कर लिया. कुत्ते ने भी कर लिया, चिड़िया ने भी कर लिया. इंटेंशन था कुछ? कोई इंटेंशन नहीं था, केवल प्रदक्षिणा कर लिया, भक्ति हो गया. वो समझ में आया? प्रदक्षिणा कर लिया, भक्ति हो गया. अब उसको जब वो मरेगा, तो अब जो चिड़िया जो मरेगा उसको हायर डेस्टिनेशन मिलेगा, क्योंकि उसने प्रदक्षिणा करके मारा है. कुत्ते ने प्रदक्षिणा करा दिया उसको. इसलिए हमेशा भक्ति कार्य में लगना चाहिए. इसलिए भगवान बोलते हैं कि जरूरी नहीं कि, प्रभुपाद ने बोला जरूरी नहीं कि वही कर्म करना. नहीं, आप मंदिर के चारों तरफ घूमते रहो मोबाइल लेके, कोई इशू नहीं है. बात भी करना है तो मंदिर के चारों तरफ घूम के बात करो, कोई इशू नहीं है. लेकिन 16 माला करके मत घूमते रहना है, 16 माला बैठ के करो, वो इम्पोर्टेंट है. तो कुछ चीज प्रॉपरली करना है, और कुछ चीज अगर नहीं है टाइम, मतलब तो वो घूमते 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 करो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. मंदिर के पास आके फोन करके बात करो, एटलीस्ट हरि नाम तो कान में जा रहा है ना, तो भक्ति हो गया. दैट इज भक्ति, डिवोशनल सर्विस. श्रवणम कीर्तनम स्मरणम, ये दिस ऑल इफ यू डू कॉन्शियसली, देन दैट इज श्योर, दैट इज Sarupadi Vinirmuktam, that I am servant of the Lord. But even if you are not thinking Sarupadi Vinirmuktam, but you are doing the Bhakti Anga, Sarup, that is called Sarup Siddha Bhakti. So Sarup is there. श्रवणम कीर्तनम स्मरणम पाठ्यम, ये स्वरूप है ना, वो स्वरूप भक्ति का स्वरूप तो है, तो उससे आपको बेनिफिट मिल रहा है, अज्ञात सुकृति मिल रही है. दिस इज द थिंग इम्पॉर्टेंट. So this is so bhakti means to serve the Lord with our senses. And any kind of bhakti you do, Lord is pleased. कोई भी भक्ति करो भगवान उससे प्रसन्न होंगे, क्योंकि वो भक्ति से भगवान अट्रैक्ट होते हैं, चाहे कोई भक्ति हो, कोई भक्ति हो. हाँ, अभी हम अगर भक्त बन जाते हैं और जानबूझ के गड़बड़ करते हैं तो फिर अपराध में आ जाता है. वो कुत्ते ने चिड़िया को घुमाया, उसको कुछ नॉलेज नहीं है. अभी हम क्या माला घुमा रहे हैं, हम जानबूझ के मोबाइल भी घुमाते हैं, माला भी घुमा रहे हैं, तो वो थोड़ा अपराध में हो जाता है, क्योंकि उसमें अपराध आ जाता है. वो भक्ति तो हो रहा है लेकिन अपराध में भी काउंट हो गया, क्योंकि आप जानबूझ के कर रहे हो, वो अच्छा नहीं है. तो हम लोग का थोड़ा इशू, वी आर लाइक पुलिस मैन ना. सो हमको वर्दी दे दिया गया है पहनने के लिए. प्रभुपाद ने 16 माला बोल दिया वैकुंठा मैन, हम वर्दी पहन के आते हैं और उसके बाद फिर कुछ गड़बड़ करते हैं तो हमको ऑफेंस लग जाता है, ऑफेंस. सो दिस इज थिंग. अजामिल का क्या है, वो भक्ति कर रहा है, वो तो ऐसे ही बोल रहा था नारायण नारायण, भक्ति हो गया ना, वो भक्ति हो गया तभी तो उसका पाप कट गया ना. थोड़ी जानबूझ के जप कर रहा था, वो भक्ति किया. लेकिन बाद में जब माला किया ना, वो बाद वाला जो 12 साल माला, वो बाद जानबूझ प्रॉपर किया हुआ है वो जाने के लिए, तो मतलब भक्ति तो पहले भी था, नामाभास की भक्ति हो गई, लेकिन बाद में उसको अपनी भक्ति को प्योरीफाई करना पड़ा विथ प्रॉपर कॉन्शियसनेस. अदरवाइज इफ somebody dies also with such things, then he will be liberated from all the sins and he will be born in a devotee family next life. भगवान उसको चांस देंगे आगे भक्ति करने के लिए. संस्कृतिम आपन्ना यन्नाम विवशो गिरणन. सो इट इज सेड somebody with विवश होके भगवान का नाम लिया, या कैसे भी नाम लिया, विवश होके या कुछ भी बोल के नाम ले लिया, तो वो संसार के पाप से मुक्त हो जाएगा, संसार से मुक्त हो जाएगा वो व्यक्ति. बट भगवान मुक्त होना तो हमारा लक्ष्य नहीं है. वी डोंट वांट ओनली लिबरेशन, वी वांट सर्विस टू लोटस फीट ऑफ द लॉर्ड. So that's why next life he will be born in devotee family where he can learn to serve. So now these are the stages which Krishna will mention. What is the topmost bhakti? If that person cannot do this topmost bhakti, then can he come to the next level? If he cannot do that level also, can he come to the next level? If he cannot do that also, can he come to the again next level? Krishna is so compassionate. So in these 4 or 5 verses, we'll learn that. Mayi eva mana adasva, mayi buddhi niveshaya, nivashashishi mayi eva ata urdhvam na samshaya. Yes.
Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt.
The two things spoken here, mayi eva, मुझ में, mana adhasva, फिक्स करो मन को. पहला चीज ध्यान देना, तो मन को फिक्स करना, इसको बोलते हैं स्मरण करना, स्मरण, या इसको मेडिटेशन बोल सकते हैं, मेडिटेशन करना, स्मरण या मेडिटेशन. भक्ति में स्मरण, ज्ञान में मेडिटेशन. ठीक है. मई बुद्धि निवेशया, बुद्धि लगाना मतलब मननम करना, उसको बोलते हैं बुद्धि लगाना. जैसे मान लो शास्त्र के वचनों पे मननम करना, शास्त्र क्या बोलता है, भक्ति कैसे सुपीरियर है, शास्त्र कहाँ कहाँ पे बोलता है कि भक्ति ज्ञान से कैसे ऊंचा है, भक्तों को भगवान कितना प्रेम करते हैं. तो इस शास्त्र के शब्दों में मनन करना, कहाँ कहाँ पे क्या क्या चल रहा है, आज भरत महाराज के साथ क्या हो, ये मनन करना हो गया. ओके. और मनन हो गया, एक स्मरण करना, भगवान के फॉर्म को स्मरण करना, वो हो गया मन को लगाना भगवान में, स्मरण करना. समझ में आ रहा है ना. स्मरण मतलब भगवान की लीला में स्मरण करना है. इसमें बुद्धि यहाँ पे लग रहा है मनन करने में, लेकिन स्मरण करने में मन लगेगा. ठीक है. निवस्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः. तो बाय डूइंग दिस थिंग, बाय डूइंग स्मरणम एंड मननम, यू विल लिव इन मी विदाउट फेल. कोई संशय नहीं है. भगवान में रहने का या भगवान में हमेशा अपना चित्त बिठा देना, उसका मतलब क्या है, स्मरणम और मननम. ये है. अब ये कौन कर सकता है, हम में से कौन कर सकता है? ये नहीं कर सकते हम, ये बहुत टफ है. खास करके ये जो मेडिटेशन, ये जो बात कही जा रही है, भाव भक्ति की बात हो रही है। ये भाव भक्ति में होता है जब आप भगवान के फॉर्म पे स्मरणम करते हो, क्योंकि आपको भी अपना फॉर्म समझ में आ जाता है कि मैं गोपाओं की गोपी हूँ क्या, एंड यू देन मेडिटेट ऑन द फॉर्म ऑफ द लॉर्ड. That is quite high stage, not for possible for us right now. This is very high, and that is why for us भक्ति, साधना भक्ति मीन्स, ये भाव भक्ति की बात यहाँ पे चल रही है. साधना भक्ति मीन्स क्या है? अपनी इंद्रियों को एंगेज करो. आप तो याद भगवान को स्मरण तो कर नहीं पाओगे, हैं? मननम भी ज़्यादा होता नहीं है, हैं? तो फिर क्या है? तो नेक्स्ट स्टेज पे हम आएंगे, नेक्स्ट श्लोक आप बताएगा क्या करना है. So here it's a quite high level. Now, one who is engaged in Lord Krishna devotional service lives in a direct relationship with the Supreme Lord. So there is no doubt that his position is transcendental from the very beginning. A devotee does not live on material plane, he lives in Krishna. The holy name of Lord and the Lord are non-different. Therefore, when a devotee chants Hare Krishna, Krishna and his internal potential dancing on his tongue of the devotee. When he offers Krishna's food, Krishna directly accepts these eatables, and the devotee becomes Krishnized by eating remnants. One who does not engage in such service cannot understand how this is so, although this process is recommended in the Bhagavad Gita and other Vedic literature. See, प्रभुपाद ने पर्पट में बहुत आसानी से बताया है, लेकिन आचार्य लोग इसके बारे में और डीप थोड़ा बताते हैं इसमें. तो कहने का ये मतलब है कि devotee always lives in transcendental platform. When he will live? When he has no उपाधि, उपाधि नहीं है उसका. Now, neither he is a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, nor he is a husband, nor he is a wife, nor he is a child, or nor he is a shopkeeper or any IT man, whatever. No upadhi. Then he is always transcendental. So that requires one has to go beyond the bodily conception. Now here, since the bhakti is the best, please perform only bhakti. So Krishna said, na, पहले बोल दे कि मैं I am the sweet deliverer and bhakti is the best. So Krishna is saying now you perform bhakti. He teaches this bhakti in these 3 verses. Now what is that? Concentrate your mind on me only. Remember only me. Mayi evam mana adasva. That form of Shyam Sundar with yellow cloth, forest garland, and not the impersonal Brahman. Also fix your intelligence, which has a power of discrimination. This means to continually reflect on the statements of scriptures with intelligence, which will result in meditation. ठीक है? इससे मेडिटेशन बाद में बनेगा. So Jiva Goswami also mentions that, like when we are chanting, see, when we are chanting the holy name, if you read Bhagavatam every day or Bhagavad Gita, so then our mind will focus on statements of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and while chanting, our mind will not go much. They will always be around. Oh Lord, I was saying this thing. Even chanting a time पे भी याद आ सकता है वो चीजें. So that is better, because he has mentioned कि that means continually reflect on the statement of the scripture using intelligence, which will result in meditation, which will help you in meditation on Krishna. So when our intelligence is engaged in discriminating or understanding the Sastric versions where Krishna is glorified, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's tattva, so then what happens? That ultimately helps us to meditate on Krishna, because that time mind can be peaceful. Because हमको हमारे बुद्धि ने बोला कि सब कुछ कृष्ण है, तो just mind can peacefully meditate on Krishna. Okay. So such meditation is called, contemplation is called manana. This is manana, ठीक है? और ऊपर वाले क्या हमने बताया? स्मरणम, वो स्मरणम था, ये मननम हो गया, ठीक है? ऐसा. You are not like the Sanishtata devotee who, after realizing the enjoyment of Swarga, attains me in the majestic form, but not close to me. See, there are different kind of bhakta. Sanishta bhakta मतलब क्या है? जिसको वर्णाश्रम में फेथ है, निष्ठा है, सनिष्ठा, निष्ठ, वो वर्णाश्रम करके भगवान को फ्रूट्स ऑफर करता है, तो उसको स्वर्ग मिलेगा, स्वर्ग जाना चाहता है, उसे हायर एंजॉयमेंट चाहिए, इसे सनिष्ठ भक्त बोलते हैं. तो भगवान बोलते हैं कि भाई मैं ये सनिष्ठ भक्त के लिए नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. So since they concentrate your mind upon me, it's a pure devotional, it's the high stage, as you mentioned. ये मननम और स्मरणम आसान नहीं होता है. अच्छा, जो नहीं कर पाता है उसके लिए नेक्स्ट लेवल है. अतः चित्तम समाधातु न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम अभ्यास योगे न ततो माम इच्छाप्तुम धनंजय.
My dear Arjun, O winner of If you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
अतः चित्तम समाधातु, मन को फिक्स कर लो। मय्येव मन आधत्स्व, आधत्स्व वर्ड इज यूज्ड फॉर फिक्सिंग। मन को मुझ में आधत्स्व कर लो। और यहाँ पे क्या बोला है? अथम चित्तम समाधातुम, अपने चित्त को, यानी चित्त मतलब मन ही हो गया यहाँ पे, उसको समाधातुम, उसको फिक्स कर लो मुझ में। ओके। ना सकनोसी, तुम करना चाहते हो लेकिन तुम कर नहीं पाओगे। मई स्थिरम, मुझ में स्थिर नहीं कर पा रहे हो मन को। यू आर नॉट एबल टू फिक्स योर माइंड इन मी। देन व्हाट यू डू? अभ्यास योगेन ततो माम इच्छाप्तुम धनंजय। अभ्यास योग को पालन करो और मुझको पाने की हमेशा इच्छा रखो। अभ्यास योग को पालन करो। कई बार अभ्यास योग होता है लेकिन भगवान को ही भूल जाते हैं हम लोग, तो इसलिए बोला माम इच्छाप्तुम धनंजय। If you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principle of bhakti. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. So this is the thing. So abhyas yogena tato mam ipchaptum dhananjaya. So in this verse, two different process of bhakti are indicated. The first applies to one who has actually developed an attachment for Krishna. तो जो ऊपर वाला जो बोला है ना, he had developed attachment for Krishna and by love. By transcendental love he has developed attachment for Krishna. ठीक है, इसलिए उनके फॉर्म को याद कर पा रहा है। तो ऑलरेडी he has developed love. By transcendental love he has developed attachment for Krishna. तो attachment कैसे? प्रेम से डेवलप किया उसने। ठीक है। Another is who has not developed attachment for the supreme by transcendental love. तो इसके लिए ये वाला चीज बोला गया है। For this second class, there are different prescribed rules and regulations one can follow to be ultimately elevated to the stage of attachment to Krishna. Ultimately, one has to become attached to Krishna. मयि एव मन आदस्सु, मयि मय्यासक्त मन पार्थ, मय्या आसक्त, मुझ में आसक्त हो जाओ, अटैच हो जाओ। 7वें अध्याय का पहला श्लोक बोला है। और यहाँ पे क्या बोल रहा है कि मयि आवेश मनो, मतलब मुझ में मन लगाना है, लेकिन वो मन प्रेम से ही लगेगा। प्रेम होगा तो भगवान में आसक्ति हो जाएगी और उससे मन लगेगा, हमेशा हमेशा स्मरण होगा भगवान का। लेकिन प्रेम ही नहीं है, आसक्ति भी नहीं है, तो फिर कहाँ से लगेगा? तो उसके लिए हमें अभ्यास योग करना पड़ेगा आसक्ति प्राप्त करने के लिए या प्रेम प्राप्त करने के लिए। प्रभुपाद बोलते हैं भक्ति योगा इज द प्यूरिफिकेशन ऑफ सेंसेस। एट द प्रेजेंट मोमेंट आवर सेंसेस आर इम्प्योर, but by the practice of bhakti yoga the senses become purified. ठीक है, and they come directly in contact with Supreme Lord. So yes, in material existence I may be engaged in some service to some master, but I do not really lovingly serve my master. Correct? हम lovingly कोई भी चीज सेवा नहीं करते। I simply serve to get some money. See, in the material world everything is a give and take. Why I am feeding my stomach? Because this stomach and my tongue will not give me misery. मेरे को दुख नहीं देंगे इसलिए खिला रहा हूँ। नहीं खिलाया तो मेरे को थोड़ी देर बाद चिल्लाने लगेंगे, चाहिए 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 चाहिए। उसी तरीके से बाहर के व्यक्ति को भी हम सेवा क्यों करते? हम सेवा नहीं करेंगे तो पैसा नहीं आएगा, पैसा नहीं आएगा तो हमारा क्या चलेगा, कैसे होगा? तो वी हैव गिव एंड टेक ऑलवेज with our senses. So no love for our senses. It appears like sometimes man and woman become attracted. Means it's a natural. So it appears that they are loving each other, but no, they are basically hungry to satisfy their senses. That much only. Bas senses, and that senses, nobody loves one's senses, because अगर कोई अपने senses को कैसे प्रेम करेगा? Senses थोड़ी हमको सुख दे रहे हैं। Senses are simply they are getting satisfied and they are giving an अहंकार in हमारे शरीर में अहंकार मतलब अंदर अहंकार है। So when अहंकार tells the soul that you are the senses, see when we get material enjoyment तो अहंकार says the soul you are this body. So then we think हाँ मैं शरीर हूँ, अब मैं enjoy कर रहा हूँ। जब अहंकार बोलता है, जब हमें मन को खुश रहता है तो अहंकार बोलता है कि you are your mind. So then we enjoy the mental enjoyment. Then ahankar says you are your intelligence. Then we enjoy the intellectual enjoyment. So ahankar keeps on changing our identity, and we always feel I am sometime body, I am sometime mind, I am sometime intelligence. हमेशा आइडेंटिटी बदलते रहते हैं, अहंकार वो काम करता रहता है. तो बेसिकली क्या चल रहा है, हम एंजॉय, तो ऐसे तो आत्मा ही कर रहा है, लेकिन आत्मा अपने को गलत समझ के कर रहा है एंजॉय. आत्मा अपने को कभी शरीर मानता है, कभी बुद्धि मानता है, कभी मन मानता है, कभी चित्त मानता है. इस तरीके से अलग अलग आइडेंटिटीज लेके आत्मा एंजॉय कर रहा है इस बॉडी को, बट वास्तव में से कुछ मिल नहीं रहा है. ही इज हंग्री स्टिल, and he gets a lot of misery also. So therefore it's mentioned here, there is no love actually, there is no love. So love means it should be without any swarth नहीं होना चाहिए. Like senses should be very happy to serve the soul, and soul should very happy to serve the senses. ये जब दोनों में प्रेम ऐसे होगा कि सेंसेस भी सेक्रीफाइस करेंगे सोल के लिए और सोल भी सेक्रीफाइस करेगा सेंसेस. ऐसा होता ही नहीं है, हमको ही सेक्रीफाइस करना पड़ता है सेंसेस के लिए बार बार. उसी को खाने को बहुत चाहिए, उसके लिए बार बार जुटाना पड़ता है. वो हमारे लिए कभी सेक्रीफाइस करता है नहीं. थोड़ा बोल दो एक रात थोड़ा भूखे रह जा बाबा, तो भूखा नहीं रहेगा, हमको रात को तकलीफ दे देगा. एक एकादशी ठीक से फॉलो नहीं करता निर्जला. सेंसेस, कोई प्रेम नहीं है सेंसेस को हमसे, हमको बस उसको खिलाना पड़ता है, बस ये प्रेम है. देयर इज नो लव, only there is a agitation created by senses, and one has to, in identity of the body, in identity of mind, identity of the intelligence, one has to just fulfill the desires. I simply serve to get some money, and the master also is not in the love. He takes service from me and pays me, so there is no question of love. But for the spiritual life one must be elevated to pure stage of. And spiritual life में क्या है, भगवान और भक्त में प्रेम है. भगवान 10 दिन के लिए फास्टिंग करेगा, क्यों? कृष्ण की इच्छा. तुकाराम महाराज ने फास्टिंग किया 13 दिन तक. प्रेम है, प्रेम से फास्टिंग कर. भगवान भी बोलते हैं मैं भी अपने भक्त के लिए फास्टिंग करता हूँ, मेरा भक्त करेगा मैं भी करूँगा. वो दोनों में रेसिप्रोकल है एक्चुअली. ही इज अ चित्त वस्तु एंड वी आर चित्त वस्तु. आई अंडरस्टैंड हिम, ही अंडरस्टैंड्स मी, एंड सो देयर इज अ लव. इन मटीरियल इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. So therefore bhakti is simply purification of the senses. So senses, they are right now are misengaged, wrongly engaged, misidentified. So they are basically trying to lord it over material nature. इनका बीमारी क्या है? lord it over करना, material nature पे lord करना, भोग करना. ये भोग की वस्तु यानी भोग के जो वांछा उसको निकालने का काम भक्ति करता है. जब भोग का वो निकाल दिया तो फिर सेंसेस के अंदर भक्ति भरना पड़ेगा सेवा करके. अपने आप भक्ति नहीं आएगा, सेंसेस को सेवा में लगाना पड़ेगा तो भक्ति आ जाएगा उस सेंसेस में. फिर वो भगवान की प्रसन्नता के लिए काम करेगा, अपने भोग के लिए नहीं करेगा. अभी अपने भोग के लिए काम कर रहा है, इसलिए इसमें कोई प्रेम नहीं है. लेकिन यही सेंसेस अगर भगवान के लिए प्रसन्नता के लिए काम करेगा तो देन व्हाट विल हैपन, दैट द लव विल बी अवेकेंड. द सोल एंड द लॉर्ड बोथ विल बी लविंग ईच अदर. This is there. Dormant love is there, and their love of God is manifested in different way, but it is contaminated by the material association. Now the heart has to be purified of material association, and then the dormant love will be revived. To practice the regulated principle of bhakti yoga, one should under the guidance of expert spiritual master follow certain principles. तो ये कौन सा है? ये हमारा आ गया वैदी भक्ति, है ना. गुरु को एक्सेप्ट करके सेवा करना मतलब कौन सा हो गया? अतो श्रद्धा तथा साधु संग तथा भजन क्रिया अनर्थ निवृत्ति स्यात्. गुरु को एक्सेप्ट किया, साधु संग लिया, पहले श्रद्धा फिर साधु संग फिर भजन क्रिया, मतलब गुरु को एक्सेप्ट कर लिया. गुरु को एक्सेप्ट करके भजन कर रहे हैं, फिर मंदिर को क्लीन कर रहे हैं, भगवान को ऑफर कर रहे हैं प्रेयर्स. तो ये इसको बोलते हैं रेगुलेटेड डिवोशनल सर्विस. रेगुलेटेड है भक्ति, गुरु के आदेश के अनुसार सेवा हो रहा है. तो ये भगवान बोल रहे हैं अभ्यास योगेन ततो, गुरु के आदेश के अनुसार कार्य करो. Various rules and regulations one has to follow, and slowly what will happen, that love, dormant love will be awakened. So this practice of bhakti yoga under the rules and regulations with the direction of spiritual master will surely bring one to the stage of love of Godhead. तो वही तो बात हो रहा था ना, मय्येव मन आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धि निवेशय. मुझ में अपना मन लगाओ. मन क्यों लगेगा? अटैचमेंट और प्रेम के कारण कारण से मन लगता है। अब यहाँ प्रभुपाद बोल रहे हैं कि जब गुरु की बातों को मानेंगे तो वो प्रेम धीरे धीरे डेवलप हो जाएगा और अटैचमेंट हो जाएगा भगवान में, हम पहले स्टेज तक पहुँच जाएंगे। तो जब पहला नहीं कर पा रहे तो दूसरा करो, अभ्यास योगे ना। एंड अदर आचार्य सेज, दे से दैट अभ्यास का मतलब जब मन जब भागता है ना, बार बार उसको लाओ, तो इसको दूसरा अंडरस्टैंडिंग में समझ सकते हैं। प्रभुपाद बोल रहे हैं उसे वैदिक भक्ति को पालन करो। दूसरे आचार्य बोल रहे हैं अभ्यास का मतलब क्या है, आपका मन जब जपा में भागता है या सेवा में भागता है, उसको बार बार खींच के ले आओ, अभ्यास करो, अभ्यास करो, अभ्यास करो। इट्स लाइक दैट दे आर सेइंग। ओके, ठीक है, ये अभी यहीं पे इसको विराम देंगे, विल डू नेक्स्ट टाइम। सो as we have thought that we will do open book exam later, ठीक है, आप सबने भी मन बना ही लिया है, मैंने समझा था पिछली बार, ठीक है। तो अगर ओपन बुक अगर आप बाद में लिखने वाले हो तो क्लोज बुक के लिए तैयारी करो, ओपन बुक के अभी टेंशन मत करो, ठीक है। अभी आप क्लोज बुक के लिए तैयारी करो और श्लोका के लिए रेडी रखो। तो अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस स्पीड योर एग्ज़ाम विल बी श्योरली अभी ख़त्म हो जाएगा, 20-21 मैक्सिमम है, एक ही क्लास में हो सकता है ख़त्म, या एक और मान लो मैक्सिमम, ठीक है। तो बचा कौन सा, 27, 28, 4, 5। सो विच डेट यू आर प्रेफरिंग, 28? ओके,
नो प्रभु जी, 5।
5, 2 वीक चाहिए प्रिपरेशन के लिए।
हम
और श्लोका कब होगा?
we are okay. 4 we can give exam and 5 we can take slokas. 4 and
हाँ,
5.
चलेगा सबको?
Give the distribution ID.
Or sloka maybe, I don't know. The devotees can tell.
Put it in inverse distribution ID.
इस श्लोका में तो आप लोग ऑलरेडी याद कर रहे हैं ना आप लोग, तो श्लोका 28 को कर लो, 28 श्लोका, ओके ना। So see, 27, 28 Saturday, Sunday will complete the sloka and you give exam on 5th, no issue. 5 को आप संडे को एग्जाम दो। So 2 week and then before new unit starts, you can write basically after yatra I would say, ठीक है। We have a time, so we will give you 2 weeks का time, उसमें भी देंगे 2 week का time, आप 2 week में जमा करो हाँ इसको लिख के, ठीक है। तो ऑल ऑफ डिवोटीज जिनके अटेंडेंस कम है, तो प्रीवियस हाँ रिकॉर्डिंग्स आप प्रभु आशीष प्रभु रिकॉर्डिंग्स ले लो, BBRB से ग्रुप में डाल दो, प्लेलिस्ट यू कैन पुट द प्लेलिस्ट। Those devotees who have less attendance, आशीष प्रभु you can release the attendance list, अभी से रिलीज कर दो, so that they will come to know किसके कितने परसेंटेज हैं, and then they will decide for examination. Before,
Yes.
it should not happen on the day of examination, so many calls are coming.
Yes,
So-
sir. I'll prepare.
So in 1 or 2 days you can just release the attendance, सबका attendance release कर दो कितना हो गया है,
Yes.
and then final after the end of this unit वो थोड़ा ऐड करके लास्ट में, अभी थोड़ा सबको बस बता दो कितना किसका है।
Yes, sir.
So okay devotees, all the best. So 4th and 5th will be your exam, closed book, and 27 and 28 2 days will conduct sloka test for every one of you. Srila Prabhupada की जय, हरे कृष्णा।